Hi everyone, I'm Sharon. I'm the librarian here at the West Branch, and our fabulous cook today is Cindy Body. She is our public services director. All right, take it away, Cindy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so like I said, we've got our dough mixed up for our roti. All our vegetables are chopped and our spices are doled out. So the first thing we're going to do is take our olive oil. It says 2 tablespoons, but I guess I usually put more because I don't like to skimp on that because otherwise it doesn't fry down right. So the first thing you're going to do is get your olive oil hot.
Should we get that in a skillet or a pan?
It depends on how big your pan is. I like to use my Dutch oven.
Okay.
You can use a skillet.
Oops.
And then once your oil starts getting hot, then you can put in your mustard seeds. And you're going to let that cook until it starts jumping around in the pan. This is the best part because it looks like little eggs, and it looks like it's not going to do anything, but in a few minutes it'll start popping, I swear. I'm not used to this flat cooktop, so it's kind of taking me a second to get adjusted here. Okay, so mine's popping, so then I'm going to add my garlic, and my onions. And then we're going to fry that until the onions are kind of translucent. I'm going to check it more so it doesn't pick up water.
I'm sorry, that was garlic, onion, and what, hun?
And this looks a little dry, so I'm going to add some more olive oil. You know, I tell my kids, that person in the apartment building that makes this really smelly food, well, that's me, you know. Do some of the ways for that. And the really good thing about this particular recipe is it's not as good when you first cook it as it is later. So it's great to make up a big batch and make it for lunches for the week. I'm also gonna go ahead, I smashed my peppers because it just seems to bring the flavor out just a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and add those now and cook those the rest of the way down with the onions,
What are you?
the jalapenos. And if you don't have jalapenos, you can use chili pepper, whatever you want. You can even use the dried kind. How'd that happen? I got muted somehow. I'm sorry, I said, if you don't have regular chilies that you chop, you can use chili powder or cayenne powder, anything like that. Pepper's getting to me. Okay, and then once that's all cooked down, you can add your salt, your cumin, and your coriander powders. Get these down a little bit. And if you want to add tomatoes, you can do that now, but again, you don't have to. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. And then I'll cover it and let it simmer, and we'll start rolling out our dough. Just over here. Just want to pour it so you can use this area to roll. And I don't heat my skillet quite yet because I'm really slow and it takes a while. And then I've burnt the bread by the time I get to it, flipping it over. So you're just going to take your dough and tear off a little piece and roll it into a ball. Probably going to need some flour because it should be pretty moist. And one of the best things to do is roll it all out into little bowls before you start to actually roll it with a rolling pin. That way it's faster. check this too, make sure it's not. Sticking to the bottom or anything. And I'm just going to roll out 3 or 4 of these right now. Because hopefully they're going to poof like they're supposed to, because they're really pretty when they do. They still taste good if they don't, but my mother-in-law said that the reason mine weren't poofing is because I didn't work the dough long enough, so I'm trying to do it longer. Truthfully, a lot of the times I cheat and just buy tortillas or naan. And the other thing I like to do is serve it with rice. And that's the easiest thing of all. Just throw some rice in the rice cooker and it gets done while you're cooking your beans and whatever. Okay, so once you have your balls and you're ready to roll, you're going to pinch around the outside and make it nice and round and kind of a little fatter in the middle. And these are nice and wet, so you have to use a lot of flour. And then once you get your nice round dough, you said put the ghee in the pan. I've been doing it where I cooked them and then put ghee on top, but I've heard that it's better if you put some in the pan and make it soft from there, because if you put it on top, it's just super greasy. So just a little bit of some kind of shortening in the pan is good. If I were home, I probably would just use pickles bread, but just something to moisten the dough. So I'm getting my pan nice and hot now. Make sure I'm heating the right one. And then I'm going to roll my dough. And the ideal is to make it round, but it's not going to taste any different if it's round or square or whatever shape you turn it. But those of you who are experienced bakers and pie crust makers, you know how to turn the dough with the roller. I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better. And the idea is to make it super, super thin. And then to stretch it just a little bit more, and then to put it on my pan. Now, while this is cooking, it's going to start bubbling up, and you're going to keep pushing the edges down. I wish I had a zoom in camera to show this, but you're just going to keep pushing it down, and then it's going to poof. It won't work if you put it in. Stir this one. Mine looks pretty well cooked down, so I'm going to add my lentils that I pre-cooked. Mix that up real well, and then I'm going to add my wok and let it continue to cook. And I don't know if you can see, it's kind of a soup-like texture, but thicker. Just put it back on that and let it cook for a while. And this is heating pretty slowly, so it's actually better than at home. Sorry, I'm used to cooking with a gas stove, and that's what I really like, so I know how to adjust the heat on that, but this one is just not quite where I should be. It looks like the edges are starting to come up, so then you just push them down with your tea towel. Sometimes I use a paper towel if I don't have a tea towel. You can also use a spatula to push the edges down. I'll put my finished product on there. Done. As you can see, this is a super simple and cheap vegan recipe that anybody can make. I've turned this up to high so that hopefully it's going to cook a little faster. Well, and since this is taking so long, I'm going to go ahead and roll out the next one. I usually don't have time. I've already burnt it by the time I need to set up. Still a little too damp. Okay, now we're starting to cook. I guess I should have put it on high to begin with. I also left my personal pan at home, so this is dealing with unknown equipment altogether. And you should see bubbles start to come up, and you'll just push down around those bubbles, and then it should start to poof. Flip it over. And that one looks pretty done. Now I'm going to go ahead and just put a little oil or butter or something on it to keep it nice and moist and cover it in a teapot. And you go on to your next one. And hopefully this one's already hot, so it should work a little easier. Yep, it's already starting to bubble. So I guess the key is to have your pan nice and hot before you start. And not too hot because it'll burn. And then I want to start with food like it's supposed to. Well, maybe a little too. Phew. I'm just going for a puff. But anyway, that's what you will have is a nice little round flatbread. Check this. I'm actually going to take the lid off and let this cook down because it's pretty damp. And that way, by the time we get done with a couple more of these, it should be ready to serve. How's everybody doing? One actually poofed a little bit the way I wanted it to, so pretty happy about that. One more. Pepper's burning my eyes. And you just cook this until you think it's a nice consistency the way you want it. Some people like it thinner, some people like it thicker. I like everything thick. I don't like soupy consistency. So it looks more like refried beans when I'm done. Once you're done, take it off the heat and add your cilantro. And again, it calls for 2 tablespoons, but I put a lot because I just like the flavor. You can also leave that out. Sometimes if it's like in an off season and there's no cilantro at the store, I just make it without. And it's just fine that way too. Okay, how does this work? Can you go in the restroom? We can't get it to work. And yes, I often cry in the kitchen. Onions get me, peppers get me, everything makes me, my eyes water. I don't know why. Okay, let me see. We can find a plate real quick here. Ask Chairman Coulter. A plate? You don't have any? Okay. A bit of paper plate. This bowl will work. Okay. Okay, we don't have a plate, but we do have a styrofoam bowl. So you can just plate it up. And serve it with the roti on the side. And it's going to look something like this. And you can either eat it with a fork or you can use the roti to dip it and eat it with that as a utensil. But there you have a very simple, very flavorful meal for very little cost. It's quick, it's easy, it's sustainable. There's no meat, no items in it that are going to, hurt the environment. So it's a nice way to be sustainable, inexpensive, and healthy. Does anybody have any questions or?
Hey, thank you so much. This has really been interesting, a whole lot of fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Looking forward to getting the printed recipe so I can find out what I've missed.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I wish we had a camera instead of a computer, because then I could have somebody zoom in and I could show you better, because it's really hard to do it when all I can see is you guys are like way across the room, because in order to get the stove, the camera has to be far away with the computer.
Well, so I've got, let's see. So the roti's in a good old a cast iron. The Dahl is in another cast iron, slowly gurgulating it, and it has that almost refried beans consistency.
That's how I like it, but some people like it more like a soup. But.
Well, and when I've had this overseas, the idea is to make a sandwich with it.
I'm sorry?
The idea when I had this overseas was it's almost like a sandwich. So you got your flatbread, you put the roti on top, you can either roll it up, fold it up, but then you got that one piece meal that you can take with you wherever you go.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's basically Mexican food with ginger.
Well,
actually, when I was in India, I made burritos, and my husband's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's a burrito." It's like, no, these are tortillas, not chapati, because that's what they call them where he's from. And yeah, so I introduced them to refried beans there.
But yeah, hats off to you for pulling this off and doing it exceptionally well.
Well, thank you.
I'll do my disclaimer now. Hi, I'm David Peter on the Friends Board. I've passed everything with several other library organizations in the state, and you have been an outstanding librarian and have done a wonderful job tonight.
Thank you. So if nobody has any other questions, I guess we're done here, and I will have her send out that recipe tomorrow. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.